Hello everybody, I thought I would give an introduction to Mahjong here. This is probably not going to be nearly enough for you to actually play the game, but at least this time you won't be quite as confused by Facebook comments that I make, etc. So here is a game that I played. This was actually a tournament game that I was in recently. Normally you wouldn't be able to see everybody's hands, but during the replay, that's what they let you do so you can study, etc. So the goal of the game is to take these tiles and to assemble a hand. A hand is 4 sets and a pair. A set can be 3 of a kind, or it can be 3 in a row. So these 2 red dragons I've got here, that's a start on a 3 of a kind. As soon as another red dragon comes along, either from discard, my opponent across the way here has one. So if he ever throws this, I can claim it as a discard to complete the set. Or 3 in a row. So here you see I have a 3, I have a 4, either a 2 or a 5, I could finish that set. So 4 sets and a pair, that's the goal to make a hand. Now, as that's a fairly easy job, all things considered. As you get decent at the game, it doesn't take very long for that to happen. And so what people did really quickly is to change the rules to make it a little harder to go out. And how they did that sort of varies from one rule set to another. In the American style, you've got a card of about 25 hands. You have to make one of those hands to go out. The international rules, they have a minimum point value. This is a Riichi set, so for Riichi you have to have a double in your hand. There are a couple ways to get, well, there are lots of ways to get doubles, but the 2 basic ways that you see are either to have a set that gives you a double. So as an instance, Red Dragon, if I ever finish this set, that will give me a double. Or there are various combinations you can make of your hand as a whole that can give you a double. If everything in your hand is a 3 of a kind, or if everything in your hand is a 3 in a row, or if everything in your hand is concealed, you never display anything during the game, that can also give you double, or more doubles. If you have all 3 of a kind, for instance, that's actually worth 2 doubles. As it sounds like, each double at the end of the hand, if you win, will double your score. So doubles are really nice to have in that sense too, but the minimum requirement is that you have to have at least 1 in your hand in order to have a valid hand. So the automatic ones are the dragons. This is red. That's the white one, and that is what a green dragon looks like right there. Or you could have a wind. Your wind. It's kind of hard to tell. I'm east. You can maybe see that matches. I don't actually have an east in my hand, but that's what east looks like. So east, south, west, and north. If you have one of your own, well, 3 of a kind of your own wind, that's worth a double. Also, the wind of the round. We start off with an east. The first go round, so to speak, is the east. So actually, right now, anybody can get a double off of east. I would get 2 doubles because not only is it the wind of the round, but it's also my wind. But everybody can get east. You can also get your own wind as it comes around. Now, I have 1 extra tile sticking out here because I'm the dealer. That's east always starts. I'm the dealer. So I've actually drawn my first extra tile. So I actually have 1 more tile than everybody else. And the first thing I'm going to do is discard. But actually, there might be 1 more thing here that has to happen. As I try to move this forward, there we go. Now you might notice it just flipped a tile over. These last 14 tiles, as you can see, it says the dead wall there. Those don't get played during the course of the hand. We take our tiles from, in this case right here, these were the tiles we used to build our hands. We'll take our tiles from here, we'll go around this way. The last 14 tiles never get used. Here they're called the dead wall, sometimes you see it called the king's hand, but those are 14 tiles that never get played. This 7 of dots that got flipped up, it says that's the Dora indicator. These are sort of lucky doubles. They will double your score, but they don't count as a double that you actually need to go out. But what they mean is that the next tile in that suit every one of those will give you an extra double. So this is dots 7. That's the 7 of dots. That means this 8 of dots is actually a double tile. If this person goes out, has an 8 of dots in their hand, that'll be an extra double. There are lots of little luck-based doubles in Riichi because that's the way they like it. So you can never actually tell exactly how much your hand is going to be worth until you get to the very end sometimes. Okay, so now it's my turn to discard something. I got the ones here. That'll pair up. And it turns out that I'm going to discard that one of bamboo way over there. If anybody wants to claim that tile, anybody can claim it to make 3 of a kind. Anybody in the table. If they wanted to do 3 in a row, only this player could claim for 3 in a row because it would be his next turn. So I feed into him, this person feeds into me. You can only claim for 3 in a row when it would be your proper turn anyway. Alright, so he's going to draw a tile because I don't think he wanted it. He grabs a green dragon, throws away that 2 of characters, etc. Now, I'm going to turn this on sort of at double quick speed. Normally when you're playing, you get a few seconds to think. During a tournament, the tournament rules were 9 seconds to think before you had to make a move. So it's not going to go as fast in real life as it is going to go right now when I push that button, because it's going to play just one right after the other. We'll see what happens here for a while. People trying to build their hands, and what just happened? So he had thrown a west. This person wanted the west. They had a pair. They wanted that west, so now they've got it over there. Whenever you claim a tile, you have to be willing to show that set. You can't just take it because you want it. You have to fill a set and display the set to everybody. So now everybody will be able to see when we're playing, there's a set of west winds. Keep it on here. Alright, I have just done the same thing with this red dragon. Now that would be my double. So now everybody at the table would be slightly concerned in that I now have a double showing. I don't have to get very fancy to go out. I don't have to try and collect, any kind of patterns, all 3 of a kind or whatever, because I've already got a double. So I'm a little bit dangerous at the table. We'll get some more moves going here. And as you can see, you just go around, draw a tile, throw a tile. We're trying to make our hands. That's a special thing. Normally, we need 3 of a kind. He already had 3 of a kind of east. The 4th east wind was thrown. You can claim that to make a special set they call a Kong, which is 4 of a kind. Okay. Now, if you do that, normally you would be 1 tile short. Because, 4 tiles is, you just sort of count, if all the other sets are 3 of a kind, to make a 4 of a kind, you need to get an extra tile somewhere. So what has happened is, that extra tile came from the king's hand, the dead wall, right here. So he now has 1 extra tile in his hand because this 4 of a kind requires an extra tile. You might notice that 1 extra thing got flipped over. Right, it used to just be the 7, now there's that 5 of bamboos. Whenever you claim a Kong, you get to flip over 1 more tile that has 1 more set of doubles. So now this 6 is a double. You can't really use it because it doesn't have anything to go with it, so that's probably going to get thrown. This 6, if I can make that happen, that would give me another double. Okay, back to the game here. You can also extend, like I just did. That was an extra 4 of a kind, flipped over another tile. We'll go around for a while. The name Riichi itself comes from the fact that if you have all your tiles concealed and you are only 1 tile away from going out, you can make what they call a Riichi bet. Riichi just means ready. I'll stop the game here for a minute. So in this case, I have a ready hand because I only need 1 tile to go out. There's my pair. I have 3 sets over here. If I could finish this set with a 2 or a 5, then I can go out. Okay. And actually, this person over here is also ready, because he's got a 5, 6, 7, a 1, 2, 3, those 2 sets over there. So actually, he needs the 6 of bamboos. This is not the best weight, because the only thing he needs is a 6 of bamboos. I at least have a 2 or a 5. So I have a little more chance of going out here. But he's also ready. We cannot claim Riichi because we have claimed tiles from discards. So we cannot claim Riichi. These 2 players, if they finish their hands while they're still concealed, can make a Riichi declaration, declare that they're ready. They have to pay 1,000 points to the center of the table, which goes to the winner. But it gives them an extra double. And sometimes that's the only way you can really get a double in any kind of reasonable way with the hand that you're dealt, is to just keep everything concealed, claim Riichi once you get to that point, and that'll get you your double that you need. So you often will see it's kind of a tactic to just not ever claim anything in this Riichi style so that you can get that Riichi double at the end. Sometimes you need it, sometimes it's just an extra little bonus, extra double, but that's a common thing. Right? In our case, we had doubles already in our hand. Right? East is going to be a double. This red dragon is going to be a double. We don't need that, so we were free to claim discards. All right, we'll hit play. We'll go around some more. These 2 opponents probably know that we're just about ready to go out, but they can't tell, obviously, what tile we need. So they're just trying to throw safe tiles as much as they can. So far, nobody's done anything weird yet. So for us 2, it's just pick a tile, throw a tile. We're just waiting for our tiles to show up. As soon as a 2 or a 5 goes, then I'm going to hit it. He got his 6. So he finished his hand. That sumo means that he won self-drawn. And this little animation is trying to show what's going on with the scores. Okay. Now this is, for some reason, this animation stops 1 frame too soon. He really has 8,000 points. But we'll try to explain scoring as much as we can. Nobody actually does scoring themselves at the table. They make these little cards and you just stick and look things up. But what happens is, each of these doubles is really a double. He had 1 for the east, right? It's called a yaku because that is a double that's actually in a hand. And all of these Dora tiles, they got spun away over there somewhere, so you can't, they're over here. He's got 3 of those tiles in his hand. 2 of the 6 of bamboos, that's that one, and I think that means a 6 of characters. So 3 of these lucky tiles are in his hand. That's 3 extra doubles. So how the scoring works, you get 20 points for winning. 3 in a row is worth nothing. This 5, 6, 7 is worth nothing. The 1, 2, 3 is worth nothing. The 3 of a kind is worth points. This is worth 4 points. This turns out to be worth 16 points because it's 4 of a kind. So that is up to 40. Now 20 plus 4 plus 16 is 40. Because he had only 1 tile that he was waiting on, this 6 of bamboo, that was the only tile he could use to win, that's worth 2 extra points for the single weight. So 42. That's his base total. It would be a shame if you had to actually double 42 a bunch of times. That would be annoying. So what we do is we always round it up to the next multiple of 10. So that 42 is going to round up to 50. So we're going to be 50. Okay. You get 2 doubles no matter what, plus the doubles that you actually have in your hand. So 2 doubles that you get for just being you, and then he had 4 doubles in his hand here. So that's a total of 6 doubles. So we take that 50, we're going to double it 6 times. So 100, 200, 400, 800, 1600, 3200. And the hand is not actually worth 3200 because there's a limit, a cap. The cap is 2,000 points. So this hand is actually worth 2,000 points. So these are 2,000 points from north, and 2,000 points from west. East, I was the dealer. The fun part about being dealer is you get double points if you win, but you also have to pay double points if you lose. So that 2,000 point hand cost me 4,000 points. So I lost 4,000. Each of these people lost 2,000, and that gives him that 8,000 points that it says right there. As I said, there's tables right there on the table, so you don't actually have to do it yourself. But that's the basic idea of scoring. All right, as I say, those doubles are really worth doubles, so people focus on doubles more than these points here, which is why on the scoring table they don't even bother to tell you any of that, because who cares? So actually this is 8,000 minus 2 minus 2 minus 4. As I said, their animation is short 1 frame or whatever. Let's go on to the next deal here. I am no longer dealer. You can keep the deal as long as you keep winning, but I didn't win. So the deal passed. This person over here who just won is now east, because it just goes around in the same way. We're going to deal out the hands very slowly. You can see they've already marked off the king's hand, those 14 tiles. In theory, there was a roll of dice that said where to break the wall. That's not actually shown on this thing, but if you're doing it for real, that's what happens. All right, we're going to go through this thing. Again, we're trying to build a hand. I don't have a whole lot to work with here. I've got a pair of 6s. I got an 8-9, a 5-6, an 8-9. So that's a few sets. It's worth an extra double sometimes if you can get all these dragons and winds out of your hand. So oftentimes those tend to be the things that people get rid of. Actually, you have to get rid of the 1s and 9s as well, but I'm probably not going to make that in this case. And that person went pretty quickly, so that was fun. And let's see what their hand was. Okay, they had a pair of 1s. They had a 3-4-5. They had a 6-7, which the 8 filled in. They had these east winds. That was going to be their double. In fact, that's 2 doubles because they were the dealer. So it's east round and their east wind. That player is east wind. So that actually counts as both of these doubles right here. And the 5, 6, 7 that was there. Now this is another luck-based double that you see, which has red 5s. That's a red 5, that's a red 5. Right there, look kind of like the normal 5. There's a normal 5, but it's all painted in red. And it's just another luck-based double. If you have one in your hand, that counts double. Okay, so let's count up the scores. See if we can get this number over here. 20 points for winning. This 3 of a kind, it was concealed, so that's why it's worth 8 points. So that's 28. The runs, 5, 6, 7, 6, 7, 8, those aren't worth anything. And it was a 2-way weight, because they could have got either the 5 or the 8, so nothing there. So that's going to round up to 30 points. All right, 2 doubles just for winning, plus the 4 that they had in their hand, that's 6 doubles. So 30 gets doubled 6 times. So 60, 120, 240, 480, 960, 1920. So the hand is worth 1,920. Now this player was the dealer, so that means they're going to win double. So they would win, well, let's see, double of 1920, that's 3840. For this east thing, that means that you go over the limit, that's fine. So 3840 from each of the players. 3840 times 3 is 11,560, I think. 11,520, something like that. Anyway, now, because this 8 was a discard rather than a drawn tile, you'll notice that I didn't lose any points, and this person didn't lose any points. All the points came from the discarder. This discarder had to pay my share and this person's share, and to pay the whole thing all by themselves. So this 11,600 was entirely paid by the discarder. That person is down 11,600, and this person is up 11,600. There's no, uh, so there's definitely an emphasis on defense, because if you throw that winning tile, you have to pay the entire share for the table. And when this player is east, normally you have to pay 4 times. When this player is east, you have to pay 6 times, because it'd be double for everybody. So you definitely want to be paying attention to people's discards so you don't throw away a really bad tile. So that's the basics of Mahjong. I hope this makes a small amount of sense. And maybe when I jabber about it on Facebook or wherever, you'll actually understand what's going on. Thanks for watching. Bye.